There's virtual reality and there's augmented reality, and joining us today is local tech expert David Wolff to show us what happens when you go one step beyond that. You brought a headset that we're going to put on in a little bit, but first explain to our viewers what's the difference between virtual and augmented reality.
So virtual reality really became big probably in the 90s. You know, that's when people first started talking about it, and really hit it off just in the recent years with the Oculus Rift, the Samsung VR Gear headset. You might see a lot of people wearing, you know, their Samsung phone over their head, and it puts you into this immersive experience of, you know, sound and sight and entertainment. Used a lot for games.
Okay.
The problem with virtual reality is, though, you're oblivious to the world around you because you're in this virtual reality. Where with augmented reality, you interact not only with the virtual side of things, so, you know, I would be seeing things you can't, but I can see everything around me. Great little anecdote to that is a friend of mine has a virtual reality headset, has a boxing game. His wife came into the room and he slugged her.
Oh no!
Because he couldn't see her.
Well, that's bad.
Exactly. So that's part of the problem with virtual reality, is that you can't see what's around you. You don't know what else is going around. So it's really, if you're just going to be sitting, maybe playing a game or something.
So what's this thing you brought?
So this is the Microsoft HoloLens.
Can I
Oh, absolutely. And so if you want to take a peek through those lenses, I put a little weightlifter here on the table.
So, hold on. So I just put it over my head.
And just look through there.
Okay.
And you might see somewhere over here, I put your web browser with your website.
I see everything around me, but I also see a web browser. That
and then
says,
here on the table, you might see a weightlifter.
Yeah, he's really buff.
Exactly.
He's standing right there. He's not giving me eye contact though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, and so you could actually, you know, interact with it. If you knew the movements, you could click on him, move him around. You could make him bigger.
Oh, there's his dumbbell.
Yeah, and so, you know, what's interesting about it is if you were to even move around the room, he stays in that position, and so it's all 3D. You would actually walk all the way around him, see his front, his back.
So why would I wear this? What real, like, day-to-day purpose would wearing this serve?
So augmented reality first became big, I guess, if you think about cars with the heads-up display, where they would have, you know, if you're looking out your windshield and you can also see your speedometer, or you can see, and they do this a lot in aircraft as well. All of the pilots have a heads-up display that displays on their windshield. But what we're seeing the big increase is going to be especially in the medical industry. They figure in 2018 we'll have like a 400% increase in augmented reality just using apps where, you know, think of medical students being able to see a three-dimensional cutaway of a heart or a brain.
So you'll have a surgeon performing some sort of medical procedure, and then they'll be able to look up and see a different view even closer.
Yeah, exactly. Even for a surgeon who is trying to, you know, find a pathway maybe into where maybe a tumor exists. Another way that they've used these is a researcher in Europe has actually used this for phantom pain for amputee patients. Because by putting this on, they can fake their brain into actually thinking that the limb is there, and they can use those motor nerves in their brain to actually move that phantom limb, and it helps them with that pain.
So let me ask you this. You say 2018 is the year of inflection. When it comes to a price point, though, could a person who's watching TV right now benefit from this, and what would it cost them?
Yeah, so this, the HoloLens is really the first kind of consumer version of it that, you know, you could want to get into, and it runs a full operating system of Windows on there. It's only available for developers right now, and it runs about $4 grand. So it's kind of like, yeah, the days of, you know, early computing when you buy a PC and you'd spend $4,000 for it. But as, you know, the technology becomes more prevalent, we plan to see these prices come down. I mean, if you think about like the Oculus Rift was $499. Facebook has now released the Oculus Go, and they've lowered that price to $399 temporarily for the Rift. And so, you know, as technology changes, those prices will come down.
David Wolff, thank you. And thank you for letting us try that out.
Oh, absolutely.
Really interesting.